I was speaking to Sizwe, and we were talking about his long street experience. So tell us more about it.
I think when you are young, it doesn't take a lot of money for you to have fun. So you are more likely to have the most genuine fun possible.
Yeah.
So at that time, I was having fun. Not saying I had money. I mean, I was just a junior working somewhere.
Yeah.
And so if I went out and spent 3,000 rand, I'd have the most fun. It's not like today where me having fun means paying for a whole table.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. I'd go out with one friend,
Yeah.
maybe to Greenpoint Cubana,
Yeah.
with
One of the
Litabo
best.
Mahunye or Lihumo Matsane, which is a cousin.
Yeah.
And then we'd have the most fun and go home. Obviously, you sometimes you would score, sometimes you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But at that time, I feel like that's the most genuine fun
You can ever have.
you can ever have, because it's almost like a gamble.
Yeah.
You go out, you have a lot of fun, things end well, or you go out, you don't have much fun and things, or you go back home and you sleep.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, you're asking yourself, why?
Yeah.
Why did I do that? It was fun for that time.
Yeah.
It was fun. I feel like now I've aged, so I wouldn't miss Long Street at age 31. Nah.
No, it's not the same.
I'm over that experience anymore. I feel like now I'm after different experiences.
Okay. What
Yeah,
kind
I
of
wanna-
experiences are you
I want a
after?
holiday home in Cape Town.
Okay. Camps Bay.
Yes. I want a holiday home in Cape Town.
Okay.
But then getting to that point where I can afford a 40 million rand house in
Yes.
Camps Bay, there's a lot of work that you need to put in.
Yes.
And honestly, doing a 9 to 5 is not going to cut it.
Is it?
So,
I've seen some people, right? They earn substantial amounts of money, but they can afford that.
well, going up the corporate ladder it's almost as risky as starting a business. Because remember, you start up, let's say you start up 2023
Yeah.
as 100, as maybe let's say 40 junior employees
Yes.
at EY. You are an accounting and auditing firm.
Yes.
Only one out of the 40 will eventually become CEO or COO of the South African branch.
Yes.
You understand? So it's a gamble. It's a
Everything
gamble.
is a
You hope out of that 40 you're the best one.
Yes. But then, okay, I know you're saying it's a gamble, but then for me, who maybe wants to get there, how do I get there?
You need to learn faster than everyone else around you. Unfortunately, you need to be well informed.
But then what exactly am I learning? That's a question.
Well, you're learning the game that you're in. If you're auditing the government, you're auditing big firms, you create relationships in those spaces, and you attend events that are aimed at consolidating that space.
So networking? number
Yeah,
one.
networking.
The
It's
next one?
by far the most important thing. The next one, I would say, you need to learn. You need to be ahead of the game when it comes to learning new things. So, if someone is gonna recognize you in life, that is influential. Because I feel like the most important factor of making it in life is being able to have a decent conversation
Yeah.
with someone that has already made it
Okay.
while you're trying to get there. For me, if I meet a billionaire
Yeah.
who's in whatever field that I'm interested in, I must be able to hold a conversation with him long enough to convince him that this man has potential. I can give certain business to him and rely on him to execute whatever I require. You are honestly as good as the people that you are constantly communicating with. So what personally I try to do is keep connections with people that are already where I want to get to.
Yes.
So you need to have that. So if you want to be, let's say, the CEO of EY,
Yes.
an auditing firm, you better know the CEO of EY. So that one day,
Yes.
when he's trying to move to a different country
Yes.
and lead there,
He says
he knows that's the guy who's going to take over me. Or maybe he's going to take you there as his assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to create good relationships with people that are already influential.
Okay.
It doesn't help being great at something, but no one recognizes it.
Okay.
You need to interact with the
So
people
networking, having a mentor, I presume.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Consistently learning and improving yourself. I don't think, often what I see is that after a person completes undergrad, they relax.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in government, you don't need to do anything. One of the best ways to kill your career is to work for government.
Really?
Yeah, you get into a total comfort zone.
Yeah.
You're not accountable to anyone. There's no performance review. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You are employed no matter what.
Yes.
You might not show up at work for the next 2 weeks.
But
You're still employed. You're going to
you're
get your
still fine.
salary. So if there are no consequences
Yeah.
for bad behavior, you're going to relax. Where in a private business, it's different. Those people are always checking your performance. They always have a performance review. They're always checking how much your performance affects the bottom line. The bottom line is making money. It's all about money, to be honest. If people just understood that whatever career you are in, whatever you're trying to do, it's not really about passion, it's about making money.
Yeah.
If you understood that it's just about making numbers,
Yeah.
I feel like everyone would understand where the game is going. My interest in life is not being in a specific field. I don't care what field it is. As long as I'm making the most money, I'm fine.
You're fine.
Yes.
Then, here's Sizwe. I've graduated. I'm doing my internship. First salary. What am I doing with it?
The first salary,
Yeah. First one. What did you do with it? Actually.
nothing. I bought food.
Okay.
I bought food.
Mm-hmm.
I paid whatever I needed to pay, and I kept it. I think on the second or third, I bought a high-end phone because you need to communicate in a premium way. I feel like spending money on a expensive handheld device
Yes.
is one of the best investments you'll ever make because you've got a good camera there.
Yeah,
You've got the ability to
Do other
do anything on one device. So I don't blame people who buy the latest iPhone, latest Samsung, latest whatever Android device. I don't blame people like that. I feel like even at the bottom of the food chain, if I see you with the latest iPhone, I don't blame you. It's not like buying a 2 million rand BMW. I understand that in the palm of your hands, you have one thing that's capable of anything.
Okay.
Yes. You.
Okay. Interesting that you brought that up. So, I'm a new working person. I've bought everything, but I want to invest. What do I invest in?
I think investing in general
Yeah.
is complex, especially in a country as we are primitive compared to other economies, to be honest.
Simplify it for me. I earn 30, 40K.
Yeah.
I want to invest.
I think the best form of return is finding someone who's young and driven,
Yeah.
who's in a particular space, and hoping to scale their business. Because if you take your money to the bank, your returns are not going to be interesting. You will barely beat inflation.
Okay.
Whatever you invest in.
There's been a crypto rush. What about them?
It's a risk. It's an industry based on excitement. Unfortunately, crypto is like you are only as good as what the next fool is going to pay for whatever you have. You have. It's not tangible assets.
Okay.
It's excitement based off what the next person thinks about what you have.
Okay.
It's like when we had a rush of NFTs, non-fungible tokens,
Yes.
where you find someone is selling digital art,
Yes.
a simple thing for $30 million. It doesn't make sense. But I guess you have to be so smart emotionally that you can experience that this is a boom. I'm getting into it only to exit at a certain point and make my millions.
Okay, and then what if I'm not excited by the booms? I'm conservative. Where do I put my money?
Probably property.
What type of property? You can't just say
Probably property. I would say there are people who believe that you finance a flat,
Yeah.
and then you have a monthly tenant. You'll barely break even because you've got a bond. Your bond, let's say, is 15 years for 1.2 million rent, 2-bedroom apartment. You've got 2 tenants that are each paying 6,000 rand, so you've got 12,000 rand a month. But for that apartment, let me just check, 1.2 million rand. If it was a car, you would be paying 24,000 rand, but it's an apartment over 15, 20 years, you'd pay around 12 grand. Those people will basically be covering the bond.
Yeah.
If they are paying 6.5 each, until you own the flat, you're not gonna make much profit because the levies will take the little bit of money you have remaining after they've paid the rent. I think the thing is, life is about, you're always good as the information that you have. I have a cousin who has apartments like that, but they don't rent them monthly. They put them on Airbnb and bookings.com and the likes, and they take a gamble. They are busy months.